So we're gonna demonstrate a PLC program for a compression machine, a powder compression machine. We're using an IDEC PLC, and I simulated the sensors and the switches, the manual switches, and we're gonna run the automatic program in the computer, and we have an HMI with a touch screen in which we can program the duty cycle. This machine has a proportional valve with 2 compression cycles. You can program for 1 compression or 2 compressions. Second compression off. We're gonna try second compression on. Anyways, this duty cycle will program the machine to 10% of the total pressure, which is 100 bar. That means you're gonna have 10 bar pressure on the first compression cycle and 80 bar pressure on the compression 2 cycle. Then you can program the time. The first compression is going to have 20 seconds and the second compression is going to have 40 seconds. After you program that, well, you can change this. You can set it up for 15 seconds, and 40 seconds is a lot of time, so this one will do it for 20 seconds. So then we're ready to run the program. We're going to start here on the screen. I'm going to start the monitoring. Anyways, the auto switch is on, and this shouldn't be on. I don't know why. Okay. Now the mold up sensor needs to be on, sensing that the mold is up, to enable the automatic cycle to start. So we're gonna simulate the mold up here in the switch, and now the automatic cycle is on. There's an indicator light or pilot lamp that's gonna show that the automatic cycle is on. And then there's a manual switch in which you turn the mold down, and we're gonna do this here. Mold down switch here. As soon as the mold down switch is on, the mold down output is gonna start going down. As soon as it goes down, the mold up sensor will turn off. Where is the mold up? Mold up. Okay. And when it gets to the bottom, the mold down sensor will come on. Mold down sensor. With this, we're gonna reset the mold down output, and we're gonna start the cover down cycle. The cover down. Now, on the cover down, this start switch is a series of 2 manual switches that sit on side by side. On each side, one left, one right, in which the operator needs to be pressing both switches simultaneously in order for the cover to come down. So this will prevent the operator having a hand or something on the table, and then the cover will crush his or her hand. And this machine is designed for a human with 2 hands. In case you have 3 hands or you're an alien, we will have to redesign the machine for 3 or more series of buttons. Anyways, we are here. This is supposed to be on. this has to be mold up. Okay. Now we're ready to do the start switch, which both hands again, but we can simulate it with this. Start. And it will lock the pins off. As soon as that happens, the lock on will go off and the lock off will go on. There you go. It resets the lock off output and enables the cover down output. Now the cover is coming down and it will be down until it's totally down and this cover down sensor lit and resets the system. So when the cover is coming down, the cover up sensor will shut down there, and then the cover down sensor will be lit. So, and this will enable the lock on output to start again, and when the lock is on, the lock off will go on. I mean, the lock off will go off and the lock on will go on. Resets the lock on output and resets the cover down so the operator can release the start switch. This is, and now we have a compression cycle. The mold down sensor has to be up, otherwise it will we'll do this anyways. Compression to start. Probably we spent too much time explaining the previous, so I'm gonna start over. We are on compression 2. That means the timer is running, is compressing. Previously loaded the information on the register D0012 and into the D0001, which is 001 is the duty cycle parameter. So this move instruction loaded this register into this, programming the PWM to go on an 80% duty cycle. And the timer has reset the mold up, so the mold up is stopped and the mold down sequence now is on. So the mold has to go down until the mold down sensor turns on, and it will reset the mold down, the mold down output. Let's see, mold down sensor is blah 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 here. Up. So it reset the whole thing, and that's a cycle end internal relay that will enable the cycle end instruction. So again, the lock off output is on, and what this is gonna do is gonna tell the lock off to start, and that means the lock on is gonna go off and the lock off is gonna go on. It will reset the lock off instruction and it will start the cover up, the cover up output, and you will push the cover up until the cover up sensor comes on. So when the cover is going up, the cover down sensor will turn off and the cover up sensor will come on. It will reset the cover up instruction, and it will lock it on again. Now with the cover-up sensor enabled, the lock-on instruction turns on, so the lock-off will go off and the lock-on will come on, and it will reset the lock-on output, and it will push the mold up until this normally closed switch, which is the sensor for the mold up, comes on, and it will open the circuit. So blah, blah, blah. Mold up sensor will come on there, so mold stop going up, and the mold up sensor will end the cycle and open this internal relay, and will stop the whole automatic process. And if we go all the way up, we're gonna see that another auto cycle is enabled. So the auto on is lit and is next for the next cycle, and you start all over again. Thank you for watching, and I hope this information is helpful for the mechanics at your company, so they can understand how the machine works and try to fix it correctly. Thank you very much.